Hi, Cavalier football fans. I'm Dan Ramey. Welcome to another edition of Cavalier Coach's Corner.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize T-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today. Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, let ATI Physical Therapy get you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Young's Family Market is family owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, Cavalier fans, and welcome to the Cavalier Coach's Corner. I'm Dan Ramey with Coach Doug Pryor, the victorious Coach Doug Pryor from this past Friday evening as Chillicothe picked up their first win on the season and even their mark at 1-1 with a 27-14 win over the Mifflin Punchers. Coach, congratulations to you on getting the win.
Thank you so much. Guys worked hard all week, and obviously we brought the coordinators on today for a reason. Been wanting to introduce these guys, but they put in the most work out of anybody on the staff. Coming up with two great game plans, and so big credit to them.
Defensive coordinator B.J. Adams with us. Also, offensive coordinator Austin Drew. I almost called you by your daddy's name, sorry. But I know these guys do all the work, but you get the credit, Coach.
Yes, definitely. I mean, they've been working up until, film right now. So two great guys, and, the kids enjoy them, and they're buying into their system, and so we're excited.
We'll have another segment to talk a little more in depth with these two guys, but first things first, let's go offense, because things really got into gear, and you had to be happy with that.
Well, obviously scoring 0 points in your first game, there's only one way to go. So we're happy we did that. Really it started on the first series, I think, getting some confidence scoring on that first series, and then having consistent success running the ball. So it was a big step in the right direction.
We'll once again get more in depth, but it's got to be cool for you getting to finally call plays.
Right. Yeah, it's nice not being yelled at by Ron. Or, he just yells at you to do something and you're not really sure. So it's nice to be able to be in control and know exactly what you want to do. Yeah. And so, Ron always knew what he didn't do. I kind of say that tongue in cheek. But it's good to be out there and, just be able to do it as you feel needs to be done.
And you've had the proper training.
Right. Well, you know, learning from a state champion coach for almost an entire decade is going to be good training. You know, so we've been in some big games, so I know what it's like to call play in a big game and all that kind of stuff. So credit to Coach Hinton for training me well.
Yeah. And the same can be said defensively because, good golly, Jeff Arndt and Coach Ron Hinton were locked arm in arm almost their entire lives.
Right. No, it's kind of interesting. I actually still talk to Jeff probably once a week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not here, but we still communicate pretty regularly in regards to defense and just what we should do to try to run the scheme well.
And I'm sure when he left, he didn't close the door. He basically said, if you need to reach me, reach out to me.
Oh, he didn't say that. I said that. But I told him, well, you're retired, but you're not going nowhere. If I have to knock at your door, you're not going nowhere. So
yeah.
he'll always be in the arm's distance.
Now, this past Friday, we had a shutout going into the final few minutes. We want to talk the positives, which we had some good things happen, but let's talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak. First of all, 4 fumbles offensively. One of them led to a score, and defensively, didn't get the shutout.
Well, I'm not, at the end of the day, if they score, I take full responsibility for that. So we had some younger guys in, but that's still no excuse. So at the end of the day, we've been practicing hard. We'll practice again harder tomorrow, and we'll get it fixed. So we're working.
And how is that setting with Coach Pryor?
Oh, well, really, he's being very humble. He can blame me. I mean, I was the one. When it comes to the plays, it's pretty much their baby for the most part. When it comes to personnel, obviously I'm checking off on that. And towards the end, I was the one pretty much subbing, everyone in, whether it be offense, whether it be defense. And so, it was a great opportunity for guys to learn and really, put some things on film that this is what you need to improve on, right? So, there you go. I mean, whether it be Coach Drew or Coach Adams, that is basically, all me there, towards the end. So great opportunity to get experience with those guys.
And I know that when they hand out the footballs to the quarterbacks at the springtime, it's pretty much that's your baby. Carry it with you all the time. Mm-hmm. Learn how to make sure you hold on to it and never lose it.
Right. We've had a pretty good quarterback group for the most part. Problem is keeping them healthy. Obviously, we lost the 1-2 series against Tays Valley. Jaden, we had high hopes for him. And then Christian stepped up, and he's been fine. But it's been kind of a cursed position so far. A lot of our younger level quarterbacks have been hurt as well. So we've been, I think, probably 8 different guys have either between varsity and JV done something with quarterbacks just to try and have some groups.
Yeah.
But we're happy with our quarterback position.
And hanging on to that football, of course, you never want to give it up, no question there. But that puts a lot of pressure on your defense, doesn't it?
Well, we've put them in bad situations. If you really look at it, our varsity has had 9 legitimate turnovers. Then if you count the fumble with our young guys in, and if you count Cade's fumble on his fumble recovery, we've turned the ball over 11 times, which if you really think about just being down 14-0 to Tays Valley, and then, still being up at the time 27-0 to Mifflin is pretty indicative of how good we can be. Then if you just imagine that we held on the ball, we could be even better. We come out in the second half against Mifflin looking to have a great drive, and first thing we do is fumble. So that's going to be one of our biggest focuses this week is, just the little things, how we carry the ball, how we take handoffs, and just trying to coach the details to make sure that doesn't happen. Defense has done great in some bad situations. Offensively, we helped them out a little bit more Friday. This upcoming Friday, we need to be even better.
Enough of the bad news. Let's talk about the good stuff now.
Yeah.
You picked up a win, and you got the lead. You managed to hang on to that lead. That's something that is very important if you want to win. But you did it by rushing the football. 29 carries, 100-plus yards for Chucky Taylor.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thomas.
Yes,
Sorry.
sir. There you go. Tonight you'll see virtually our entire offensive line minus the senior group, but and that's a credit to them, their work, and the work of Coach Little, and as far as the running backs are concerned, Coach Seymour and Chucky basically took his opportunity and, no pun intended, ran away with it. So it was just a beautiful thing to see. As a former offensive lineman, I mean, having a strong ground game is obviously excellent. And, we really, Coach Drew did a great job of just tailoring the offense around what Christian Benson can do well at quarterback. So a lot of that stuff played into our, play action pass game and, a lot of our rollouts and things of that sort, and just really kept them pretty honest. Even though when you hear 29 carries, you're thinking, well, eventually will they do stack the box against? They really couldn't, because we did some things out of the spread. Part of that 165 yards was out of the spread, and half of it was under center. So a good portion of it was actually under center. So we were I feel like very multiple offensively, and so it's definitely something to look forward to in the coming weeks.
It's good to know also that you can ask a kid to go carry the ball almost 30 times, and he's got to be tough as nails. And in that same respect, he's going to be pretty sore the next morning.
Oh, and that's something we realized. We've done a great job this week of working in the other tailbacks. Tyson Etter, Cade Williams. We're also trying to work into, some of the younger guys. We're kind of saving some of that. We're not going to display all that on the show, but we have some wrinkles that we're ready to attack with this week, and so we that's one of the things that listen, we have a sophomore tailback, 29 carries, close to 30 carries each week. Is that really is that truly practical for a sophomore to take that on? I'm sure he would love to have that. So we'll see.
It's also something that at the end of the season, providing he's healthy, you're talking 1,000-yard rusher.
Yes.
And it's been a while since we've had a consistent 1,000-yard rusher here at CHS.
Definitely. I was looking at, those statistics the other day, and so, right now he's sitting over that. He's sitting right on track for at least 1,000. And again, I know the team, they're really rooting for Chucky and the rest of the tailbacks to reach those yards, and because everybody wins in that situation.
Yeah. So, and passing the ball is a lot of fun, but doggone it, if you got 3,000 to 4,000 yards rushing in a high school football season, everybody's smiling.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. Christian Benson at quarterback. He definitely he just wants to win. He's probably an inside linebacker. Defensively, would love to be going both ways right now. That's his passion, but enjoys quarterback as well. And he's doing what he needs to do to win ball games, and locked in on that. And he's, some quarterbacks, sure, they come in and they want to throw the rock, they want to throw it 25 to 30 times, and Christian's just playing within the offense right now, playing within the system well.
Throwing the ball becomes flashy.
Right.
And we like flash.
Yes.
BJ, I've got to ask you, since we're talking Christian, it's got to be tough losing one of your inside backers that you're probably counting on pretty heavy on defense, that first week, man, he's thrown into the fire on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about this football thing is that it's the ultimate team game. Yeah. And, week one against Hayes Valley, we're put in a situation. Quarterback goes down. Christian has to step up and play quarterback on offense. The awesome thing is that we actually had a young guy step up, which is Max Lee. So Max, where Christian steps out, it's kind of next man up. Max Lee steps in, which allows us to do things offensively, which kind of opens it up for us. So on one hand, it's unfortunate. I'm selfish. I wish I could have him all the time. But for the greater good of the team, we need to put Christian in the best situation as we can. That's the best possible situation. So, but the next guy stepped up, and here we go.
That is a theme that you bang the drum on all summer long during 2 days and the whole deal. You never know when your opportunity is going to come. You got to be ready. And man, we were dropping like flies week one, and it becomes a resounding theme. But when you have that guy step up, then it can make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's been a big focus this week, is just the hydration. Friday is going to be, I think, around 92 degrees Friday. Obviously, when the sun goes down, it'll drop a little bit, but then that's when humidity comes into play. And the first week at Hayes Valley, I didn't think it was really that hot. It was just really, really humid. And I thought guys did a great job of, hydrating during the week. But, for a lot of guys, it was their first varsity experience, and just the intensity of the moment. I think that played a big factor. But, now I think we'll be hitting on all cylinders when it comes to that sort of thing, and playing with intensity, and guys staying in the entire game.
I've been around this game almost 40 years now, and I can't tell you, Coach, if I've ever seen one game in the first 3 weeks where there was not a cramping issue on both sides of the ball.
Right.
So, both sides of the field, because everybody seems to forget to drink that extra water.
Sure. And you go through it, again, when you have sort of that leading into that overcast night. I think that week it was okay as far as the weather wasn't overly hot like it's been this week. So that could play a factor into it. You guys think, okay, well, it's not really that hot today, I'm good, and they're going out there and they're running their routes and they're fine. But there's a difference running a route or playing offensive line, defensive line in practice versus when you're going 50 plays, 60 plays at least one way in the heat of the battle against a quality opponent. It's just totally different game speed. It's really hard to replicate that in practice. So,
and to still have the attitude, I'm here all night, guys.
Right.
Keep bringing it.
Definitely.
Anything else about Friday night's game you want to review?
Oh, that's it. We're just excited. Win is a win. Sure, we wanted the shutout. But in the end, it was about showcasing our team, getting guys experience. As we talked about, we are young. We're still looking for more Max Lees to come out of the fold, and Carter Bolton Houses, and even Chucky Thomas. You mentioned the 165 yards. We weren't sure, going into this season, that we would have a starting, sophomore starting at tailback, and it's been a great situation for us that's played out. So Friday was great on a lot of levels. So there you go.
I have some middle school notes from last week's contest. I don't know how the JV did. How did that play out?
So, junior varsity, again, and not to make excuses, our junior varsity team is very young. It mostly consists of freshmen with some juniors and some sophomores, and even some of the sophomores and a few of the juniors, they're first-time football juniors. Some of them are first-time football sophomores that maybe haven't played since middle school. So we went up to Lancaster, and it was a tough outing for us, but we got to play a game, we got to get on film, and we have things to coach up. So we got to show that to the kids, and so it's always a great deal when you can get the young kids on the field and get them filmed, so we can actually go back and reevaluate. And again, we're searching for those varsity level guys out of that group.
And there's a reason why you don't see a whole lot of record books on JV games, because it's learning process.
Right. It's an ebb and flow of who you have week to week, and we joke in the coach's office sometimes. We think about the amount of guys, maybe if we still had some of the past Chillicothe teams that had 70 players on a team, we'd have a good, a really good junior varsity team, because some of these sophomores wouldn't have to play up. Some of these juniors, they might have a tough time getting on the field. Who knows, right? So, and then we'd probably just have a freshman team. We'd have, three solid levels. So, but that we have what we have. So it's exciting. And I know these freshmen that are getting a chance to go out there and play junior varsity, they're just excited to play ball. So.
Now, on the middle school level, you've got a decent start for the eighth grade team right now.
Right. They're sitting at 2-0 right now, and our seventh grade team is sitting at 1-1. They won week 1, as we mentioned before, lost in week 2. The eighth grade team was down 12-0, I believe, in the fourth quarter, and came back and won 24-12 against Immaculate Conception out of Columbus, which is one of the feeder schools to Columbus DeSales. So that's pretty encouraging with the program that they have at DeSales. So.
Definitely. Folks didn't hear the question about, are we going to keep the wheels on the wagon? And they fell off.
Right, exactly.
In our favor.
Right, exactly. So that was encouraging to hear about that last week. We were practicing during that game. The eighth grade started earlier than they typically would, so we didn't get a chance to view that, but heard all about it, and it was great.
And seventh grade suffered a loss to Logan Elm, correct?
Yes, they lost. They went up to Logan Elm and suffered their first defeat of the season, but very talented group, and I know they'll regroup and fix things, and excited to see what they do this week.
And both are on the road to Logan, is that right?
Yes, both are at Logan this week.
Okay, so we'll have a recount of how that took place coming up on next week's show. Anything on the lower levels, the elementary levels?
They had a bye week this weekend.
Did they?
They had a bye week. Our third and fourth grade had won, and fifth and sixth grade lost their first game. But they played this weekend, and I want to say it's at Jackson.
Okay, so good luck to those groups, and just keep rooting, blue and white, and we'll see things, the cream rise to the top come varsity time.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. We're going to talk to them in another segment here in just a moment, but waiting in the wings, we have seven Cavaliers, the offensive line, and a couple of running backs will join us as we continue with the Cavalier Coaches Corner.
Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, but ATI Physical Therapy gets you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Young's Family Market is family owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today.
On this segment of the Cavalier Coaches Corner, we meet the offensive line and two running backs on the Chillicothe Cavalier football team. I'm going to start here with Ray Byers. And Ray, tell us what class you're in and what position you play.
I'm a junior and I play left tackle.
All right, and you are?
Dalton Foraker, junior and I play left guard.
And let's keep on going down the line here.
Xavier Doss, I play safety. I'm a sophomore.
Drew Seymour, I'm a junior, I play center.
Hunter Thomas, Chucky Thomas. I play running back, I'm a sophomore.
Keyshawn Shepard, I play right guard and I'm a sophomore.
Brendan Macon, I play right tackle and I'm a sophomore.
Now, last week on the show, I called him Hunter Thomas, and then tonight called him Chucky Taylor. But Chuck Taylor takes us way back, guys. Converse, the whole deal. But Chucky Thomas had a nice game. Let's take a moment to talk about that game you had. What was it like, first of all, to get 29 lugs and then 165 yards?
It felt great. I was a little tired, but I kind of want to keep getting the ball, so I stayed in the game, played hard, and kept rushing the ball towards the end zones. And then they started to score. So I feel like I did my job as a sophomore. And, yeah, that's it.
So you managed to get the ball to the goal line.
Yeah.
Did you score?
No, I did not, actually.
Left that to Christian Benson and the rest of the guys, right? Well, one of these days, if you keep it up, I got a feeling you're going to get that score. So good luck to you on that. You couldn't do this without the guys that are next to you, right?
Oh, definitely not. If I didn't have them, I'd probably be in the backfield every time, not moving. Keyshawn, I follow him usually, so he leads me up the field half of the time. They're all good at blocking. They're all really good. That's about it.
Yeah. So do you follow Keyshawn through the cafeteria as well?
Sometimes. If they're in my way. They're in my way. Follow the shepherd, get you to victory.
Yeah. Now, Xavier, one of the other running backs, did you get a chance to touch the ball the other night? I mean, he's carrying it all night long.
No, I actually didn't. I started on defense. I didn't get in the offense.
Yeah. So what has this transition been like for you? Because you were primarily playing a lot of Saturday mornings last year, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's my first year playing varsity. I mean, it's been a lot different, a lot faster, different game style, but I'm starting to get used to it.
Yeah. Well, this offensive line, really, you guys had to come together against Hayes Valley, didn't you? Because you had a couple guys go down, and there's some seniors that are not with us tonight as well that I'm sure you probably have given some credit to help you get through the summer, right?
Yeah.
Let's start on this end here. Mr. Mankin, tell us about what it's like to be an offensive lineman.
It's tough. You gotta be tough to play offensive line. You gotta give it 100% every play, or you won't do good.
And you're one of those that had to step up on Friday night, the first game, right?
I started Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that being the case, what was it like the first time under the lights?
It was tough. I was nervous for the first couple of snaps, and then after half, I kind of got used to it.
Yeah. Keyshawn, what about you?
It was rough starting out because I used to play JV when I was a freshman, so it's like a different change of pace coming into varsity.
Yeah. Drew, being a center, you've played a couple of different positions so far the first 2 weeks, haven't you?
Yeah, I played center and nose guard week 1 until I got hurt. But the first snap under lights on Friday night, man, it's something special.
Yeah.
Something you'll never forget.
Yeah. Tell me what it's like, Dalton, for you, because, again, being a youngin'.
Yeah. Well, I got my opportunity due to an injury, unfortunately. So I just got thrown out there, but I had to keep my composure and do my job. And that's something that everybody else here has helped me do all summer long through hard work, and I was ready.
And Ray, you weren't new to the Friday night experience because we saw you in a handful of games last year.
Yeah.
So talk about what the experience has been like.
Just being an offensive lineman, sometimes you don't get a bunch of glory, but when you're close to people like Chucky, your running backs, your quarterbacks, you want to protect them. So.
Yeah, because these are the guys that might take you out to eat afterwards, right?
Yeah.
I got you.
Exactly. Let's talk about what you do outside of football. We talked beforehand. Most of you are baseball players, right? Yeah. What do you do other than football?
I play baseball.
Okay. You're a specialist. We learned that, didn't we?
Yeah. All I do outside of football is work. I have a job, so
yeah.
That's about all I do. It's either playing football, watching football, or working. So
he's making money.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing. Xavier?
I play baseball and run track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew?
I played baseball all summer long. Hang out with these guys.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I train for football. So, it's a whole year thing for me.
Nothing wrong with that. Keyshawn?
I used to play basketball and baseball, but I don't anymore, unfortunately.
But you're enjoying playing football, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, football is my main priority right now.
That and hitting the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. And?
I play baseball.
And what position?
I catch.
Catcher?
Catcher.
Catcher?
Outfield.
Outfield?
pitcher.
Pitcher. Probably first base some?
Third base.
Third base.
Now and then, yeah.
Third base, okay. He's got that inside infielder body size. Yeah, you've seen that already. Well, guys, outside of that, when you're not playing sports, what do you like to do?
Lately, I've just been hanging out with a lot of the guys. We've been having some team bonding activities we've been doing, just getting closer, just learning more about each other.
Dalton?
Like Ray said, just hanging out with each other. I mean, when you're going through all the stuff you go through on Friday nights, the best people to be around are people that went through it with you. So we just get together and we hang out.
Yeah. Xavier, you part of this bunch on a regular basis?
Yeah, sometimes I would spend time with friends, family, and just kind of relax when I get the chance to.
Yeah. Drew?
Like those three said, just hanging out with the guys. Nothing like hanging out with the guys after a Friday night win.
Yeah.
Like all four of them said. Being a youngin, hanging with the big dogs, it's a great opportunity. Like he said, group activities, eat as a family. When you play with these guys, it's like a family that you're always gonna hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm glad I'm with them all the time.
Yeah.
Like all of them said, just hang out with the guys, you know. And when I get the time to, I relax my body after a Friday night game.
Yeah.
Once again, like all of them said, I hang out with them and they're fun to be with and awesome people.
Yeah. I know the last couple of years we've had a group of guys that they like to hunt and they like to fish and hang out together in that fashion, the whole deal. And I really like what we've seen here tonight, that you do enjoy one another and you do spend time together, because that's how you start to gel together and you start to think alike, you start to act alike, and next thing you know, you have become a unit and you make the right moves. Guys, congratulations on a win. How'd that feel?
Oh, great.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go 9-1.
Yeah, sure. I like that attitude. Well, you've got Watkins Memorial this coming Friday. Good luck to you in Pataskala, and bring home a win and go 2-1.
Yes,
All right. The offensive line and a couple of running backs, defensive back as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue with the Cavalier Coach's Corner in just a moment.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today. Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, but ATI Physical Therapy gets you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Young's Family Market is family owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB, our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
On this portion of the Cavalier Coaches Corner, the two coordinators we have back with us again. We have BJ Adams and also Austin Dreyer. Austin and BJ, we've talked a lot the last handful of years. You've been with us how many years now?
This is my 4th year.
Is it 4 years?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's 4 years.
It's amazing. And Austin, you've always been a part of the program, part of the family, except for when you were off to Worcester. But
Right.
you've been coaching for how long now?
This is like year 8-ish or something like that. I don't know. I kind of lose track.
Yeah, they kind of run together after a while, don't they?
Yeah.
But now you guys are shouldering a lot more responsibility. We were talking off the camera here just a moment ago about the fact that it seemed like last year maybe you were secretively being groomed for these positions by both Coach Ron Hinton and Jeff Arndt because you work so closely with them.
Yeah, I mean, I know with Jeff, one thing that he had me do was like certain breakdowns in regards to the film. So he was like, hey, I want you to break this down. So maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I guess we'll never know. The gentleman never tells.
And Austin, of course, I've seen you in meetings with Coach Hinton, even Carl Justice when he was here. You were watching those two go back and forth, what will work, what won't work, and that's just in preparation on a Monday night.
Right. You know, always being a part of the meetings, even going back when I very first started, really didn't know the right tackle from the left tackle in a way.
Because you were a tight end.
Yeah, I was a tight end. But no, I mean, you go into it and, you know, it's your first year coaching. You don't really know what's always going on. I mean, you kind of knew what you know from college, you know, playing football in college. But it was a good experience, you know, and I've, you know, each year I felt like I've taken on a little bit more responsibility. Whether that be early on, it was just coaching the tight ends, and then I got a little more special teams responsibility. To even this past year, I didn't call the play, but Ron would tell me what he wanted, and then it's up to me to make sure the formations and motions and all that stuff were called and relayed to the quarterback. So
it was neat being on the sideline at Tays Valley and seeing the guys with their eyes glued into what you were saying, whether it be Barnes or you know, some of the other guys that were getting that play to take back to the huddle. And they just seemed to have complete confidence in what you were telling them.
Yeah, I think they've known me now for a while coaching, and you know, hopefully I've built up like a rapport with them as individuals, but also I've been able to show them, you know, I think I know what I'm talking about, you know, and show them that I've got, you know, an acumen for the game, and I think they believe that.
And as we talked in the opening segment, you both have faced some challenges, personnel challenges, just due to injury, and that's part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is that from, like, you know, Coach Dreyer is saying, you know, from a communication standpoint, you want your guys to feel like they're able to communicate with you. They're understanding what you're trying to tell them. And I know, like, for us defensively, with Benson going mostly to offense, I mean, it's been a bit challenging in regards to just trying to get some of our younger guys to understand. I think we've done the best we can do in regards to getting those guys on the same page.
Were the two of you glued to your TV last Thursday when Watkins Memorial was playing?
Yes, I was.
Yes.
I watched every snap.
Every snap?
Every single one.
I got to see the last couple of plays, and the game was already out of hand by that time. But what did you see that well, we don't want to give secrets away, but what did you see that the offense did at Watkins Memorial that you could praise them for?
You know, well, kind of watching across the ball with their offense, you know, I think they've got some good running backs. They've got about 3 different guys. They're all a little bit different. You know, so kind of watching them, I like that. The quarterback was young, but I thought they had a stud receiver who was pretty good. And so, you know, watching across the ball, because obviously as the offense coordinator, I watch the defense basically all the time, but I do like to watch the offense, see if there's something there that I can learn or pick up on. And you know, I think up front they're pretty good, and you know, I thought they run some sound schemes.
And what did the defense do that gives you concern?
Well, they're basically a multiple defense, so they're going to give us multiple looks potentially. You know, and it's just something where we just have to be prepared, understand, you know, we run the same play, we might not get the same look. And so we just got to be prepared for different looks.
Yeah. And defensive-wise, What do you have to stop this Watkins Memorial Warrior team?
Kind of like what Coach Junior said, they have 3 solid running backs. I think all 3 of them are solid. So we have to stop those 3 cats, and then we also have to. They're really good at hitting a deep pass. Also, they have I think it's number 12. He's a pretty explosive receiver, so we got to stop him as well. But he is explosive.
And since you watched every play,
Mm-hmm.
what were your thoughts of the defensive efforts that the Warriors put against Walnut Ridge?
I'll be perfectly honest. Although I was watching the game every single snap.
You took a player too off?
no. Something like that, right? No. Defensively, I mean, I thought they were okay. I mean, that's not a knock. It's just more that, I'll be perfectly honest, I watch more as a spectator when their defense is on the field versus when their offense is on the field. When their offense is on the field, I'm basically taking notes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You just can't watch a game. You kind of study it as much as you can, and then it's like, okay, I don't have to worry about the defense now. I'm going to take my notes.
Yeah, did watch it, but the spectator. So,
on a personal level, you of course are not a teacher at CHS, but you came to Chillicothe through the Social Security office.
That I did. Yeah, I've got a promotion here, and 4 years in the promotion, everything's been good. So I mean, it's definitely all this. We've talked about it before. All this whole thing's come by accident. It's pretty cool. So I've enjoyed myself.
And so much so that he decided to get. Can we say hitched?
Yeah, maybe, huh? yeah, I got married. So I got married actually in July. But so on one hand you get married, but then on the other hand, literally the day after the honeymoon, I'm back to football. so you're married, but then you're married to this too.
Believe me, my wife knows 37 years of football.
Right.
she knew what that was like. And Austin, you're engaged.
That's correct. Got engaged this past spring, and we're gonna get married next summer.
Men, they were just little boys not long ago. But now here you are continuing. You're turning boys into men as well on a Friday night. But it's not just Friday night, is it? It's anytime you see them, you guys are doing your best, put your arm around them, take them in, say, hey, you shouldn't do it this way, or praising their efforts and things that they do.
I guess. I mean, I take it, and I'm sure Coach Giroux takes it serious. In my opinion, this is a very crucial time in these young men's lives, and there's a lot of different influences in regards to I think a lot of the kids aren't told to, hey, it's okay to be part of a team. It's okay to hold your buddy accountable. And the cool thing about football is you can hold your guys accountable. You hold yourself accountable. And I think that in this crucial time in their lives, from that 15 to 18 to 19-year-old range, I think all of us, all coaches as a whole, I think we take pleasure in trying to build those kids to be responsible and hold themselves accountable.
And the people they look up to, doggone it, it's all individualism, it seems. And so we have to try and reel some of that in a little bit.
And I agree with that. And I think that the cool thing about what we teach in football is, sure, we teach accountability, but one day that kid's gonna go from being a player to maybe have his own household, have his own kids, maybe have his own team, right? He has his own team. At that point, he's going to have to hold his own kids accountable for their behavior. And then I'm sure at some point they're going to, I've done this, you've done this, Austin's done this. They remember back to those days of when they were in football and remember when their coach held them accountable. It's just lessons that they can kind of carry on. So I take that very, very serious.
Yeah, and of course you've been around it long enough,
Well, it's kind of interesting. I don't think people understand, or people on the outside understand necessarily how much we talk about what kids need on the individual level. Obviously, we talk a lot of X's and O's, and we talk about strategy and that kind of stuff. But also, we've got a team of 50-some individuals who we're responsible for, and whether they're the best player on the team or the worst player on the team, they have to get something out of football, and it's got to be something positive. And so we do talk a lot about what kids need. How can we help kids just in the general sense, not just help a kid get better. We have it all the time. Kid might be misbehaving at school or something, and we don't want to. We obviously have to hold them accountable for that. We also got to look about hold them accountable. Now, how do we help them? And it's a lot of stuff. Times it's bigger than football. It's bigger than the wins and losses. It's about what do these kids do for 4 years that prepares them for every other year after that.
Yeah. And give me a moment to get on my soapbox this week. For kids that are watching right now, it's a matter of you investing. And we know that you invest through two-a-days and lifting weights and all that kind of stuff and your attendance and everything. But you have to invest in that, or else these guys won't know how to help you, because they've got a part in that too. And one of the best coaches I've ever known was Corky Miller, OUC. We're talking a legend. And he and I were broadcast partners together for a few years after he retired. I learned more about life from that man than I did basketball. So that, I think, is the great character building of sports.
No, I agree with that. I think back to my college coach, college position coach, who's an older guy, Coach Dobbs. His name is Jim Dobbs. We called him Coach Dobbs. And we asked him after our senior year, after our last game, what was the best piece of advice? And he didn't give us a piece of advice that was football related, it was life related. That piece of advice was, of all things he could have said, he said, whenever you have a kid, you have to be at the birth. No matter what you're doing, you have to drop everything and be there. That was his one piece of advice, which obviously has nothing to do with football. And so I think great football coaches are invested in everything beyond football.
Be there for the birth, hold on to it, don't drop it. Back to fumble, ball security, baby security as well. Guys, thanks for what you're doing for the program, and thanks for your time tonight. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Austin Dreyer and BJ Adams. We'll continue in just a moment. Cavalier Tom makes an appearance on camera for us here in a moment. We'll also talk with Coach Doug Pryor as we get ready for the Watkins Memorial Warriors coming up.
Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, but ATI Physical Therapy gets you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Young's Family Market is family owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Medina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today.
Our final segment on the Cavalier Coach's Corner with Coach Doug Pryor, and Cavalier Tom is here. And folks, I know it's only week 3 of the football season, but Cavalier Tom, you've got something to say tonight.
Yes, I wanted to say congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much
for the one win. And
much appreciate it.
Yes, many to follow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As so.
Definitely what we're going for.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and we're hoping you'll be around as long as you're our age, to see some of these wins as well. Certainly. So 1-1. Now you gotta start putting a string together, and you've got the Watkins Memorial Warriors. This is a team that they're also 1-1.
Right.
Their student body is larger than Chillicothe's as far as enrollment is concerned. So I think we're at like 367 and they're 530 or something like that. So they've got more numbers to choose from, so to speak, but they play in a tough league over there. And this is obviously getting them ready for their league play. So all that being said, you had a chance, no doubt, to see them on Thursday Night Lights. And so what was it like? What did you like? What did you think? Well, I'm not going to make you give up any secrets. None of that. But what was your impression of Watkins Memorial?
I thought, they really reflect what they did last year. I was at, obviously, Heath High School last year, and so we played Watkins as well. So seeing them, a lot of film between last year and this year, Watkins. Just a physical brand of football, good size, good speed. So just a really well tied together football team. They played hard. I mean, I felt like, Walnut Ridge brought a lot of, last week, they suffered their first loss. Walnut Ridge brought a lot of speed and athleticism and had a ton of game breakers. And so I felt like it was Watkins really did a good job. They had a good scheme defensively to kind of hold those guys in check somewhat. They shut down the run game of Walnut Ridge for the most part, but as far as the passing game, some of that started to open up. And special teams was huge for Walnut Ridge as well. They with on the other side of the ball, Watkins was able to break a couple big plays with their passing game. So that's obviously a concern. They have a big skilled receiver out there who's a senior receiver, and looking at the film from last year against Chillicothe, he gave us fits here, but obviously the outcome was in favor of the Cavs. But this week, obviously 2 new teams, and 2 new versions of the Cavs and the Watkins Memorial Warriors. So I think they still have a lot of those key players back. They're middle linebacker / running back, big physical kid. He'll run up and smack you from that basically that Mike linebacker spot, and he's also a tenacious runner. But they have another running back that's also a big back, runs hard. That's their number 1 guy. And then they have a smaller, shiftier back who plays cornerback for them as well. And so he's a guy that you really have to box in because you don't want him to get loose. And the starting tailback, he is somebody who you definitely got to tackle low. And they have a young quarterback. But he made a couple nice throws and kept him in the game against Walnut Ridge. But, in the end, I felt like a lot of the team speed of Walnut Ridge might have, wore out Watkins a little bit on the perimeter. And they kind of, in the end, it seemed like just kind of ran out of time when Watkins was really starting to get things going. Mm-hmm. So Whetstone was a game they played week 1, and it was basically a tale of 2 halves. I mean, or at least the first few series, because Whetstone jumped right out. I believe they were up 12-0, and then Watkins gets on the board. It's on the road, and I was pretty impressed with Whetstone. They had a really good tailback, and so they jump out on them early. The kids are flying around making plays, and Watkins just methodically gets back in the game. They just ran the ball well. I thought they were really strong up front, and tightened it up defensively, and was able to shut down Whetstone's running game for the most part in the second half. And before you know it, there was they jumped out a few scores on them. I think the final was 38-19 somewhere, which was very deceiving because you see the start, it's kind of like, how did they come back? Because they jumped out on them, and Watkins at the beginning, it seemed like they were just kind of, I don't know, no disrespect, just going through the motions and kind of sluggish. And it could have been just the first game. You know, I think they have a lot of young guys in different spots just like us, and those first game jitters, and they're trying to fill out Friday Night Football, you know, figure that out. And so that was, you know, definitely, so they're going to bring it. It's at their place. Great coaches, you know, Coach Keener's the head coach, but they also have a young man by the name of Zach Bourne on their staff, so you know they're going to be intense. So you Buckeye fans, I know you know that name. So remember that name. And they have, you know, so I think he brought a few Pickerington guys. Coach Keener's from Pickerington, the original. I think they still were, well, they were Pickerington Central maybe when he was there. And so they also have actually who's a friend of mine, a former player from Denison, Danny Webb, on their staff as well. So, you know, he and I have been kind of texting back and forth leading up to the game in the summertime, you know. But, you know, finally the Watkins week is here. So, you know, we're excited. Coach Little actually coached Danny on offensive line at Denison. So there's always these ties each week, it seems like, right? You know, when you're in this coaching profession, it's a coaching fraternity, as people call it, and so it's exciting. You know, they're going to bring a lot, but we're going to bring a lot. We're excited. You know, getting that first win definitely helps the confidence of the team, of the guys. I feel like they feel like they could just run through a wall right now, and they're working hard. So.
Well, in fact, you bring up the Pickerington connection, and Jack Johnson used to coach Pickerington and then went to Watkins Memorial, and he was a mainstay in the OCC, and then went on to Watkins, and then that's where Chile started playing Watkins Memorial back several seasons ago. And forgive me, I didn't do all my homework. I've got it on my computer at home, but I think this might be the 6th meeting with Watkins Memorial, and Chillicothe owns the series. Awesome. So I'll look it up and send it to you and let you know for sure.
Thank you.
But it's good to have Watkins because, like I say, they are a large school over in Licking County, so out Pataskala way. So if you've not been there for a while, look it up on Google Maps, and that'll get you there, no question. All that being said, this is a team that it sounds like you can't let hang around.
You know what, I wouldn't even use, you know, a lot of times you say don't let them hang around, because that's usually sometimes a term you might use with a team that on paper you're supposed to beat by 3 touchdowns. You know, this is a game I feel like on paper will be very similar to the Tays Valley game, where you need to do things the right way, or else you will get exposed. As I said, you don't want to let them get their running game started. And going back to the Tays game, I thought we did, you know, pretty well for the most part, especially in the second half versus Tays Valley, and with the run game as far as that was concerned. But as far as the passing game, like I said, they have a really good receiver that we need to hold in check. So yes, but any opponent, once you have them down, you need to just keep running. This is not the week to put in the 2s and the 3s and experiment. If we do get that, you know, 3-4 touchdown lead, and who knows? I mean, that's the goal, right? You know, hopefully we do have a hot start offensively and defensively, and we're getting them, you know, push them into 3 and outs, and we're finishing drives, every single drive we have, and holding on to the football. This is the week to do it. This is definitely the week to do it. This will be a big win for our program, and obviously we're excited. So.
And back to, you know, week 1, doggone it, you got to create your opportunities, and then when that opportunity comes, you got to take it, don't you?
Right, definitely. I mean, you know, one of the beautiful things about having, you know, this will be Christian's 2nd start. You know, it feels like he's played 3 games. After this, it'll feel like 3 games, but in actuality, you know, 2 games where we had a game plan that he feels comfortable with. And so that's what gives you a lot of confidence, gives the team a lot of confidence, is the fact this is, you know, 2 weeks to where back-to-back, where he knows he's the guy at QB, and we'll call the plays. You know, Coach Drew, he'll call the plays around his strengths, and the game plan is set around his strengths, and obviously the strengths of our running game as well.
He's been there, he's done that. So, he's starting to feel confident.
Definitely.
Certainly. So, all right. Well, of course, it's Watkins Memorial. Again, that's out I-70, and you'll be able to find that. If you can't make it to the game, make sure you're listening to 1490 AM, 92.7 FM, WBEX.com, and iHeartRadio. Just search WBEX for that. I'll be with the Litter Media Game of the Week with the Unigoda Shermans down in Waverly, down in Pike County. So that should be a hotly contested game as well.
Sure.
But we're thinking about the Warriors and indeed the Chillicothe Cavaliers. And there's only one thing left to say, and Coach, good luck, and that is
Go Cavs!